Welcome to the art room. My name is Mr. Gibbons, and I've been an art teacher since 1990. I was fortunate enough to win the New Jersey's Best Art Teacher Award and have a work of art that was in the Obama White House and will now be transferred to the Obama Presidential Library. These are some paintings I had created, one a few years ago, this one more recently, of a fireman who was chief in Bordentown. I own a small gallery in Bordentown. That's an old firehouse. And in the past, I have invented some products for Staples. Here, I'm sitting next to Art Fry, the inventor of the Post-it note. I also work with other art teachers from around the world to create art books to help teach kids about art history and animals in this particular volume, or sea life and endangered species in this one, along with geography connected to art in this particular book. Before coming to Northern Burlington, I had also lived and worked in Egypt, all the way in Alexandria. And these are my friends who would teach me how to speak Arabic while I was living there and teaching ambassadors' kids for 2 years. I spent some time in Israel. Here I am in Jerusalem. And before that, I had done some of my fine art study in Japan on a college exchange. One of the key things I try to instill in my students is that we don't do copy work. We don't follow the teacher's example. You need to personalize the information that I provide. Here you can see that they're all cake or pie slices. However, each one is unique, each one is different, each one shows off a bit of the student's personality. So the art class is all about choice. We work in 3 dimensions, like in this piece, and 2 dimensions in this one. We work on design projects like this, where we create an alphabet with a theme, but we'll also do some classical approaches to art, like this portrait project done by a private student of mine. We explore some fun ideas, like creating a skeleton for a cartoon character, and even social issues here, developing an idea for hunger and hunger awareness. We'll explore themes and color, but we also connect art to other things like science, technology, in this example of a lamp, where students created a sculpture going over it. We'll explore cultures and people in history. We'll have some fun with new materials that students may not have used before, like plaster. We do a weekly exploration of art quotes and what their meaning might be, and later in the year it becomes a project. Here's an outdoor exploration that I've done with my students, a mask that's based on the student's personal background and culture. Again, another classical approach with 1-point perspective. And here we partnered with an elementary school from a poor district where the students sent in drawings, and my Art 1 students colored them in professionally and handed them back as gifts. Here's a piggy bank where the student would save up for that surfboard they've always wanted. Sometimes we work abstractly in colors and shapes to do pictures. Sometimes they're given an object like a foam head and have to turn it into a personal piece of sculpture that expresses something about their background. In sculpture class, we also do a clay unit so that students can understand what that might be like. We do offer clay classes at Northern Burlington. Here's another sculpture with 2 personalities shown in one, and the same idea done as a 2-dimensional painting and drawing. We may have general themes, like a sunset with a silhouette, but every student is expected to do it in their own way. And here's the other project. Again, an exploration clay, and these were donated for the hungry and to raise money. And sometimes we'll just kind of explore our media, coming up with different kinds of designs and ideas that may not be based on actual objects. These are pattern projects that we did using Xerox photography, figure drawing, where one student models and everyone else draws, and some daily explorations on our half days where we learn about structure. Here's an image by one of my advanced students in Art 3 and another. Sometimes we'll explore other cultures, here exploring Chinese and what our name might look like in that language. Another cultural mask done by a student who was raised in Ghana and moved to the United States. These are memorials to remember someone who had passed in our families. And some pop art projects that students created the food that they love best. Well, I hope this overview has been helpful and gives you an idea that we look for unique ideas that are tied to the students' understandings of themselves and personal expression.